serving America's great sports networks.
Coach Bob Knight's youthful Hoosiers performed brilliantly against Michigan Tuesday night. Neil Reid poured in a team record-tying 8 3-pointers. And senior Todd Lindeman had his best showing ever in Big Ten Conference play. The Penn State Nittany Lions, meantime, took sole possession of first place in the Big Ten with a convincing win over Purdue, getting a strong performance from Pete Lisicky. It's Indiana at Penn State next. Inside this afternoon's venue, Game 1 of a Big Ten triple-header from Bryce Jordan Center and University Park. The Indiana Hoosiers take on the top team in the Big Ten Conference, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg. Happy to be joined by Bruce Parkhill. Bruce, on Tuesday night, Indiana shot 74% against Michigan in the second half. Neil Reid tied a school record with 8 3-pointers.
Mike, there's no question about it. Neil Reid is a really key guy for Indiana. The scary thing is he's got to play 35 to 40 minutes for them to be effective.
The Penn State Nittany Lions' decisive win over Purdue. They are now the top team in the Big Ten Conference, #1 3-point shooting team in the nation. A sophomore to answer Reid is Pete Lisicky.
Well, Penn State has a lot of weapons this year, Mike, but Pete Lisicky is really a key guy who's been hurt. He's back, as Purdue found out Wednesday night.
Penn State is looking for their first ever victory over the Indiana Hoosiers. We'll come back, meet the starting lineups in a bit. Right now, though, let's check in with Mike Gleason. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike. How you doing, buddy? Thanks a lot. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Ten Studios. Thanks for joining us. Another big Saturday afternoon of college basketball. Put your feet up, kick back. 3 games coming at you. Let's run down the matchups on this final Saturday of the month of January. Today's second game on the Big Ten Network featuring the conference's Player of the Week, Gino Carlisle of Northwestern. The Wildcats hosting Jerry Hester, Richard Keene, and the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Now, the final game of our triple-header is a showdown in Minneapolis. The Michigan State Spartans visit the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And also in conference play later tonight, Gene Katie's Boilermakers defend their turf when Purdue takes on visiting Ohio State. They're playing that one at Mackey Arena. And don't forget, tomorrow, conference heavyweights collide when Steve Fisher's Michigan Wolverines head into Iowa City to battle Jess Settles, Chris Kingsbury, and the sharp-shooting Hawkeyes. Let's check out the standings as we wrap up the month of January. Penn State at 5-1, Purdue, Michigan, Indiana, Michigan State all battling at 4-2. Don't forget, if you like Big Ten college basketball, this is definitely the place to be. 3 games coming at you, and we'll get you back to State College, Pennsylvania for the first of 3, and we'll update other games throughout the day. Right now, sit back and enjoy.
Whether you live in a mobile home, apartment, condominium, or own your own home, Auto Owners Insurance can save you money on your premiums with our multiple policy discounts. By insuring your residence and your automobile with Auto Owners, you're eligible for a multiple policy discount that can reduce your premiums or possibly increase your coverage. It's our way of thanking you for doing more of your business with us.
So you think you can hit a jumper in traffic, bury a 3, or make a slam dunk with authority? Well, even if you can't, watch the guys who can right here on Sports Channel. This season, Sports Channel's lineup includes the best regional action from the Atlantic 10, the Big East, and the Big Ten. So don't worry about hitting the open J. Hit your remote. Watch Sports Channel and let someone else hit the shot. The Flyers are back, and Sports Channel's got them. Great hockey action you won't see anywhere else. Check out Lindros, LeClaire, Renberg, Hextall, and the rest of the orange and black as the Flyers begin their quest for the Stanley Cup. It's all Flyers, and it's only on Sports Channel. The Flyers battle the Washington Capitals Sunday at 12 noon, exclusively on Sports Channel.
The Penn State Nittany Lions, the top-ranked team in the nation as far as Big Ten schools are concerned. Indiana's 4-2 in Big Ten Conference play. Starting lineup for the Indiana Hoosiers looks like this. Charlie Miller will be at one guard position along with the sophomore Neil Reid, who Bruce said will have to play a lot of minutes today. Todd Lindeman starts at center, Brian Evans and Andrae Patterson in the front court. the head coach of the Indiana Hoosiers in his 25th season, Bob Knight. Overall, he has won nearly 75% of his games in Bloomington. For Jerry Dunn, Penn State Nittany Lions 5-1 in conference play. Strong backcourt of Pete Lisicky and Danny Earl. The freshman Calvin Booth in the center position. Matt Gaudio and Glenn Sekunda are at forward. Jerry Dunn in his first season, 12 years as an assistant coach. To my partner today, Bruce Parkhill. His first year as the Penn State head coach has been a very good one thus far. Just one loss on the season. We'll come back, get this one started from State College in a moment. Today's Big Ten game is brought to you by Amoco. Crystal Clear Amoco Ultimate Premium Gasoline, because you expect more from a leader. Ford and your local Ford dealers. NutraSweet for your sweeter side. And by Honey Frosted Wheaties.
Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in the world for 19 straight years. Now we're about to launch the next in line. The all-new 1997 Ford F-150. More power, more V8 payload, more new ideas. The new Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength.
When you only do sports, you have to do it right. Sports Channel brings you sports the way they're meant to be seen. Everything from your hometown team to great games from across the globe. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's all sports, all the time. And if it's sports, it must be Sports Channel.
Remember Michael Jordan's rookie year? Nope, because you couldn't watch it. Remember Shaq's first year in the NBA? Couldn't watch that either. This year's NBA rookie sensation is Jerry Stackhouse. He may be the league's brightest new star, and thanks to Sports Channel, you won't miss a minute of his rookie year around the league, because only Sports Channel has the Sixers on the road. Stackhouse and Sports Channel. It's the best way to catch the best rookie in the NBA.
Well, there you go. We are set for the tap. Senior against freshman. Todd Lindeman and Calvin Booth. Indiana, Penn State is underway. Indiana wins the tap. There's Neil Reed, the sophomore guard. Coming off the great performance, career-high 26 points against Michigan. Miller gets it downstairs to Lindeman. He works on the freshman. There's the first block.
Mike, the last several games, teams have taken it right to Calvin Booth to try to get him in foul trouble.
With that block, Calvin Booth has set the all-time single-season record for blocks here at Penn State. He just broke John Amaechi's record of 68, and the blocking foul is called on Neil Reed.
That's a critical situation for Indiana. Reed picks up a quick early foul. That could be a problem down the road. He's got to stay in the game. Calvin Booth has great timing, and one of his attributes is the ability to stay away from foul trouble by waiting till the other guy shoots the ball.
69th block of the season for Calvin Booth, number 3 in the nation in blocks per game. Danny Earl, now a mature point guard, one of the finest in the Big Ten Conference. Lisicky down to Booth. He'll try it against the 7-footer. Gaudio, the offensive rebound. Trying diligently to stay in bounds. He stepped on the baseline into the Indiana basketball.
One of the things that Indiana cannot afford to do is give up offensive rebounds to Penn State, because I think they're really going to key on trying to take the three-point shot away. If they make Penn State take tough shots and then give up second opportunities, it could be a long night, a long afternoon for them.
Indiana's 11-7, 4-2 in the conference. Andrae Patterson trying to jam and missed it. Glenn Sekunda for 3. Yes. The top three-point shooting team in the nation is on the board via the long-range jumper.
Penn State's in the matchup zone right now, Mike.
Evans inside to Lindeman. Fouled by Matt Gaudio.
Well, Indiana did a really nice job of spreading the floor, moving the ball, and isolating the big fella inside.
Bob Knight's team, 4-2 in the conference, as I mentioned earlier. Pivotal win at home over Michigan, 99-83, and this guy had his best ever Big Ten performance in that game. 17 points. He was 8 of 11 from the field against the Wolverines. Todd Lindeman has really struggled at the line in Big Ten play, 35% coming into today. Blitz him at the line, and it is 3-1 Penn State. Nittany Lions coming off a 10-point victory over the Purdue Boilermakers.
One of the things, Mike, that is in Penn State's favor is Purdue and Indiana have a similar look in terms of their approach to the game. So it wasn't a totally different style of play to prepare for today.
Glenn Sekunda short of the jumper. Booth on the offensive rebound. Held ball between Evans and Booth. Possession arrow goes the way of the Nittany Lions. Pete Lisicky to Dan Earl. He fires from 3. And the rebound falls right into the hands of Charlie Miller. Charlie Miller, the sophomore from Miami. Sekunda on Evans. Patterson from 19-9. Lindeman with the tip in. It is 3-3.
That's a situation where Todd Lindeman's strength and bulk really had an advantage relating to playing against Calvin. The only thing Calvin Booth needs is strength right now. He's got the skills and the ability.
Lisicky. Yes. Pete Lisicky. 2 3-point field goals thus far for Penn State.
As we said, Pete got off the mark against Purdue, and once he gets off the mark and gets his confidence, he's death from out there.
Coming off that foot injury, getting back to form. Now Evans. Cross court, Neil Reed. He'll try to answer, and he does. Neil Reed's first 3 of the night. He was 8 of 11 from 3-point range against the Michigan Wolverines.
Picked right up where he left off.
Gaudio inside to Booth. Booth tried to go over Lindeman.
This is a real interesting matchup, Mike. Calvin Booth against Todd Lindeman. Indiana's front line is very big and they're very deep. It'll be interesting to see if Calvin can hold his own against the big guys.
Lindeman trying to use his strength again, but he walks with the basketball. Calvin Booth is used to working against big guys down low, though. Remember last year, Calvin Booth got to practice against John Amaechi every day as Bob Knight not pleased with the traveling violation.
Right. Yeah, I think you might have a point. I'm not sure Todd did move his pivot foot.
Gaudio to Lisicky. Pete Lisicky gets across court. Good inside-outside ball move from Gaudio at the free throw line against Evans. In traffic again, lost the handle. Picked up by Booth, lays it off the window, and Evans gets the rebound.
That was a real solid defensive possession for Indiana.
Over 4 minutes old. We are tied at 6 here at Bryce Jordan. A good look inside. Counts the basket and the foul. The assist to Neil Reed, the bucket to Charlie Miller.
Charlie Miller made a great back cut that time. And one of the things that's characteristic of an Indiana player is seeing the floor. Reed did a great job of finding the open man and threading the needle.
Caps off the 3-point play. Indiana leads 5-3. 15:49 remains in the first.
All Nittany Lions fans who bring in the ticket stub from our
Yeah, life's competitive, all right. Win or lose, doesn't matter. It's how you look at the finish line.
Get there first.
There's a lot of shoes on this wall. Better let me help you. After all, I'm always going to be waiting on you at the finish line.
Get there first.
1995 marks the 100th season of Big Ten Conference football action. Celebrate the centennial anniversary of the Big Ten by ordering this commemorative home video chronicling 100 years of football and men's basketball. For just $19.99, you can relive the rich tradition and proud legacy of gridiron legends, from Grange to Griffin, and basketball greats such as Lucas, Magic, and the Fab Five. To order, call 1-800-BIG-TAN-4 or send $19.99 plus $5 shipping and handling to the address shown.
History teaches primordial perspiration shouldn't mess with one's style. Consider this powerful discovery. Right Guard Pure Power Clear Gel. An astoundingly clear gel. Thus, it goes on clear without any flaky white stuff, protecting one powerfully. For when it comes to protection, one shouldn't mess around. Right Guard Clear Gel. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Welcome back to State College, Pennsylvania. Nittany Lions trail by 3. Let's take a look at our Amico Big Ten scoring leaders. Bryan Evans of the Indiana Hoosiers averaging over 21 points a game. Gino Carlisle doing a great job at Northwestern. Quentin Brooks of Tom Izzo's Michigan State Spartans at almost 18 points a game. There is Bryan Evans, had 29 against Michigan. The senior from Terre Haute South High School. There's 2 seniors on this Indiana team, Bryan Evans and Todd Lindeman. Gaudio being defended by Andrae Patterson. Patterson got some foul trouble the other night, was limited to just 21 minutes played. Now Lisicky. 10 to shoot for Penn State. Gaudio spins on Evans. Now he's got to contest Lindeman. Booth gets the ball, puts it up with 1 second on the shot clock. And Reed tips the rebound into the hands of Charlie Miller. Neil Reed goes down and he's fouled.
Well, Indiana's size took its toll that time on Penn State.
Good pass again. Reed to Charlie Miller. That's the second time on the back cut in consecutive trips down the floor that Miller's been able to lay it in easily.
Reed's having a terrific game so far, Mike.
Neil Reed, 39 assists, 18 turnovers in his last 8 games played. Only 13 turnovers in Big Ten Conference play.
Mike, one of the most important things at the offensive end for both teams is movement without the ball. It's one of the things that Bob Knight has taught very, very well for his whole career. And that's one of the keys for Penn State. They need to have great movement without the ball to get good looks.
Dan Earl makes it a 3-point game. 19 so disciplined. Their shooting percentage the other night, a season high, 67%.
Penn State's in their matchup zone. And Indiana's very difficult to match up with because of their excellent movement without the ball.
Bryan Evans to Todd Lindeman. 7 to shoot. Patterson drives the baseline. Pulls up. Lindeman gets the offensive rebound, but Danny Earl strips him of the basketball. Lisicky from 18. Long rebound. Sekunda can't handle it off the hardwood.
Great job by Indiana defending Lisicky on the perimeter in transition.
Now Neil Reed. Bryan Evans wide open. Lisicky will try himself. And Pete Lisicky misses. It goes over the backboard, and it will be Indiana basketball. 13-27 remains, and some substitutions for Jerry Dunn's team. There's the big house, Phil Williams. And Damien McKnight, the sophomore from Miami.
Mike, Penn State's bench was really a key factor in their win over Purdue. In fact, when they stretched it out in the second half, the guys on the bench were in the game.
One of the big differences in today's game also, Bruce, is Indiana does not go that deep.
Right, absolutely, especially in the backcourt.
The loss of Sherron Wilkerson. This is a very shallow lineup. McKnight to Sekunda. Depth, one of the bonuses for the Nittany Lions. The reason they have only lost 1 game this year. Michigan Wolverines in Ann Arbor by a single point.
No question about it.
Sekunda gets Evans in the air, and Evans reaches from behind, cuts the basket in the foul.
Glenn Sekunda is having a terrific Big Ten season. As we saw earlier on the graphic, he's averaging over 14 points a game, but he's averaging 17 and 7 rebounds in Big Ten play. A nice pump fake, stays strong, and completes the play. Terrific shot.
Evans picks up his first. Jeremy Metzger checks into the lineup for the Nittany Lions. Metzger, number 4. Junior from Erie, Pennsylvania, a transfer from Richmond. Sekunda caps off the 3-point play. Top scorer and rebounder for the Nittany Lions. He is also a transfer out of Syracuse in his second season playing in State College. Evans tried the same look as Neil Reed did to Charlie Miller, but Haris Mujezinovic could not handle the pass.
The look was there, Mike. Just Haris didn't hold his man off quite long enough, but it was a good look.
Mujezinovic in for Todd Lindeman. Here is Metzger. Now collapse on Metzger a bit, but Lisicky left wide open, and he will not miss many of those.
That time Penn State ran a continuity offense, which entails a back screen, then a down screen, screen-to-screener concept on both sides of the floor, and Pete Lisicky got wide open.
I'll tell you, the one thing everybody keeps saying about Penn State, very fundamentally sound this year.
Well, there are a lot of similarities in the approach to the game between Penn State and Indiana at both ends of the floor.
Charlie Miller trying to create his own offense. Here comes the Nittany Lions on the run. McKnight pushes it up himself and lays it in.
That's Damien McKnight's game. He's really good in the open floor.
4-point Penn State lead, 15-11. Richard Mandeville. They reverse it to Evans for 3, and Bryan Evans buries it.
Terrific ball movement. Very unselfish. Spread the defense out and knocked down the open shot.
First points of the game for Bryan Evans.
Yeah, that's a good sign for the Hoosiers.
Penn State will go back into their disciplined half-court offense. Sekunda. Oh, yeah. Glenn Sekunda's second 3 of the game. He came in shooting 50% from three-point range in Big Ten Conference play.
You can't leave Glenn Sekunda open. He's got the ability to hit the 3, and he'll put the ball on the floor. He's very aggressive offensively.
Mujezinovic and Metzger.
Penn State's doing a nice job of taking away the kick out for the perimeter shot. They're going to let the big guys go one-on-one inside and close out on the shooters on the perimeter.
From the baseline, good jump shot by Richard Mandeville.
Richard Mandeville scores.
18-16 Penn State. Just about reached the midway point here in the first half. Mike Goldberg, Bruce Parkdale. This is game 1 of our Creative Sports Big Ten triple header. We'll go out to Welsh Ryan Arena for Illinois Northwestern next. Good ball movement by the Nittany Lions. Hammered on his way to the basket with Metzger by Mujezinovic.
Mike, I think one of the things that has made Penn State so effective, everybody talks about their outside shooting, which is true, but their ability to put the ball on the floor, create, and finish the play has been outstanding thus far this year.
Damien McKnight sits down. Dan Earl. Donovan Williams check back in. As Glenn Sekunda sits down, Matt Gaudio also returns. What a great story, Matt Gaudio.
Oh, yeah.
Assistant coach last year, went on through the back surgery May of '94, and he is having a tremendous senior season, a fifth-year senior. 2 fifth-year seniors on the floor right now for the Lions.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, Mike. Matt is really like a coach on the floor, and if you had to point to one factor that is the difference in the team this year, it has to be Matt Gaudio. I cringe every time I think about not having him last year. He's a terrific player and a great leader.
You had him, he just wasn't in shorts and sneakers. Metzger splits him from the line. We've got an official timeout on the floor. The brand new Bryce Jordan Center, 15,000 strong at Penn State.
You'd never seen anything like it, but you soon learned its name, a name that dominated the 80s. Now Ford Taurus lays claim to a new era with another revolutionary design, with outstanding performance, a roomier interior, and a penchant for quality that have led to a familiar result. For the 4th straight year, Ford Taurus is the best-selling car in America. The new Ford Taurus, picking up right where it left off.
Making the dream come true.
People are selling tools today on the market that I don't even think they know where they're made, and they're not a quality tool. One thing about the Craftsman tool, it's made here, and you know the quality's good.
1,600 Craftsman hand tools, made in America, guaranteed forever.
If something happens to it, you can take it back, and you know where to take it back because you know where it come from.
Only at Sears.
Mike Gleason back in the Big Ten studios in the Big East. Miami and Philadelphia to take on 7th-ranked Villanova today. Nova's Chuck Cornegay finds Jason Lawson down in the paint. For the basket in the fall, Wildcats jump out to a 9-0 start. Nova leads it early, 16-4. Now let's go back to Mike and Bruce.
Thank you, Mike. Take a look at Glenn Sekunda a moment ago. If you're not going to contest the shot, Glenn Sekunda is going to take it.
Absolutely, Mike. Glenn is very aggressive on offense. He's a great outside shooter, so you've got to close down and make him do something else, which he's capable of doing, but you'd rather have him do something else than sit out there and stick threes all night.
Mujezinovic didn't get the hands in the air. 50% shooting thus far for Indiana, 41% for the Nittany Lions. What a great story for the Penn State Nittany Lions this year, #1 in the nation at 46% from three-point range. They have won 20 games in 5 of the last 7 years. They are well on the way with 14 victories this season. Robbie Eggers passed it over to Neil Reed. Now Miller, and he is fouled by Donovan Williams. Are they going to give it to Charlie Miller? Charlie Miller is going to pick up his first personal.
As I mentioned earlier, it's key for Indiana not to give Penn State second opportunities. The same applies for Penn State. They can't give Indiana second shots and hope to win the game.
Donovan Williams, medical redshirt last year. He and Gaudio, the two fifth-year seniors I spoke of a moment ago.
Donovan's really given Penn State the lift this year, especially at the offensive end.
Gaudio wants to work on Eggers. First points of the afternoon for Matt Gaudio.
That's the glue. He's a forward who's got the ability to pass the ball on the perimeter, shoot the perimeter shot, put the ball on the floor, and play a power game. He's a real complete player. Penn State in the matchup zone.
Inside to Andrae Patterson. There are 45 feet up. Now Charlie Miller up top. Andrae Patterson again.
Good job by Penn State. They're matching up well.
5 on the shot clock. And the foul, they'll wave off the shot. The foul is against Penn State. Donovan Williams or Phil Williams. We'll see who they got. They got Big Phil, Big House Phil Williams. That is his first.
That was really impressive, Mike, because Indiana didn't panic. They moved the ball. The clock was running down. Here you see them complete the play inside, get the foul. A lot of times when the clock's running down, the guys off the ball have a tendency to stand still. That isn't the case with Indiana. They keep moving until they get something.
Charlie Miller defended tightly by Donovan Williams. From the corner again. Same spot he hit the jumper before. Richard Mandeville, his second field goal of the contest. It is 21-18 Penn State. Penn State has never defeated the Indiana Hoosiers. 0-6 in Big Ten Conference play, 0-8 overall. When you talk to the Indiana coaching staff, the first thing they were concerned with, though, the Nittany Lions' ability to shoot the three, and their versatility and balance. Walk on Donovan Williams and the turnover by the Nittany Lions. Glenn Sekunda, Calvin Booth in for Penn State. Chris Rowles, the sophomore, was in the junior college last year. Carl Sandburg in Chicago enters the Indiana lineup. He handles the basketball. Finds himself in a position to get some minutes now. So Neil Reed has played a ton of time. Brian Evans. Lindeman tried to tap it back up. Lindeman was hammered in a collision with Danny Earl. We apologize to some of you at home who may not be getting a clear video transmission. We are having some satellite problems and are attending to the matter as we speak.
You know, Mike, you alluded to the fact that Penn State hasn't beaten Indiana. There have been some real good ball games between the two schools, and I know the players on the Penn State team really feel confident that they can beat anybody in the league this year. In fact, they really believe they can win the league, and I think that's a legitimate goal for them to set. I think the league's really wide open this year, maybe more wide open than it's ever been.
Lindeman was open, but could not handle the pass.
Well, that's a tough break for Indiana because Todd was wide open and turned to shoot before he caught the ball, much like a receiver in football turning to run before he receives it.
4 turnovers by the Hoosiers, just 2 by the Nittany Lions.
I thought one of the keys for Penn State was to cut their turnovers down. They turned the ball over 20 times in their last 2 outings.
Donovan Williams gives it to Glenn Sekunda. Sekunda dribbles, trying to get the pass in traffic. Jarrett Stephens goes up athletically, fouled by Lindeman.
There's another example of Penn State being able to put the ball on the floor, get into the heart of the defense, and make a play. Here you see Glenn Sekunda drives in, draws the defense. Jarrett makes a real nice basket cut. Great catch in traffic, and a real nice attempt at finishing. See if he can knock down the foul shots. Jarrett's a real bright young prospect.
Out of Ferndale, Michigan, 6'6", 245-pound freshman. An all-state performer in football and basketball, misses the first. You spoke of the 20 turnovers in the last two games, also some poor free throw shooting by Penn State in the last two contests.
Definitely, Mike, and that's certainly a concern when you get in a close game.
Shooting just 65% from the line in Big Ten Conference play. Penn State leads by 4.
To play for a team in the NBA, taking it downtown, crashing the boards. With DirecTV's NBA Team Pass, at least I can follow any team. Or I can give it the full court press, NBA League Pass. Every team, the Magic, Knicks, Rockets, Suns, up to 30 great matchups every week. Yeah, I could be out there with those guys. Really, I could. You won't find the NBA like this on cable, so call 1-800-DirecTV.
Hey, I used to get upset once in a while. I'd even yell at a kid now and then. Well, then one day I said, hey, Bob, time out. These are just kids. Who cares if a guy misses a basket? I mean, this is just a game. It's time for me to enjoy the sweet things in life. Picnics, puppies, and things with the great taste of NutraSweet.
Taste the difference NutraSweet makes.
Mitchell, would you like to play?
You know us. We're Core States Bank. But you may not know about our new Core States check card. See? Looks like a credit card. But it's not, because it works like a check, only easier. The amount you spend wherever you see a Visa sign is automatically deducted from your checking account. So there's no bill at the end of the month. Ever. Is that easy or what? Sign up for your Core States check card today. Oh, I forgot. The card that works like a check, only easier.
Just the first of 3 on many of these creative sports stations. Penn State leads by 4 over Indiana. Next we go to Welch Ryan Arena. Illinois coming off a big-time victory over the Ohio State Buckeyes, and Michigan tries to regroup at Minnesota. That follows Illinois and Northwestern. Triple-header action today on your creative sports station. Indiana trails by 4. Offensive rebound, not much of a factor yet in the contest. 7.5 minutes remain in the first half. Inside, Todd Lindeman readjusted nicely and got the basket over to the freshman Calvin Booth.
Terrific move.
Quickly up the floor, Booth lays it in. Calvin Booth is on the board. Calvin Booth grew up just 15 minutes away from Ohio State University, never was recruited by the Buckeyes. Redshirted last year with a Meiji handling most of the job inside, and he has been a great story so far this year, one of the top freshmen in the nation. Evans brought it away by Stephens. Patterson off the dribble. Lisicky with the personal foul.
Yeah, you mentioned Calvin Booth. Mike, I think a lot of people were scared away by his physical stature. But we saw great skills and a guy who could really run the floor, and you can't teach 6'11".
Matt Gaudio checked into the lineup. There is Calvin Booth, number 3 in the nation in shot blocks per game, coming off a 19-point performance against the Boilermakers, 17 of those in the second half. Gaudio almost intercepted the inbound pass. Inside, Sekunda was all over Bryan Evans. That's the first on Glenn Sekunda.
Thus far in the game, I've been really impressed with Indiana's ability to get the ball into the paint against Penn State's defense. Penn State's very concerned about their perimeter shooting, and the interior has been open, and Indiana has capitalized on that.
Indiana will go to the bonus now. That was the 6th team foul against Penn State. Foul away from the basketball. It is going to go against the Hoosiers. Number 21, Richard Mandeville. And Evans was wide open for the 3.
Yeah, that's why he was wide open.
Yeah, no doubt.
Richard laid a good one. You know, Indiana sets great screens, and once in a while they're going to get called for moving screen. But I'll tell you, when you're defending against Indiana, they're difficult to get through. They do a great job with it.
Danny Earl now. That's one of the reasons, Bruce, Lou Henson decided not to bring Kewan Garrett back for the game against Indiana. He was pretty close, but he knew with all the screens and how physical the Hoosiers are, one blow to that shoulder and Kewan's gone for another month.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mandeville will sit down.
That last possession, Penn State tried to go to Pete Lisicky on a set play. Indiana defended it very well and took him out of the play, and they had to improvise a little bit offensively.
Danny Earl off the inbounds. Calvin Booth will not do much scoring from out there.
Nice cut by Matt Gaudio.
Gaudio throws it in. Matt Gaudio averaging 14 points a game in Big Ten Conference play, has 4.
Movement without the ball.
Evans quiets the crowd. Bryan Evans, his second 3-pointer.
What a year he's having. He's a terrific all-around player. Can hurt you with a 3. He put it on the floor.
Now
nice
Evans.
block out.
Block out. Lindeman picks up the basketball. Bryan Evans came in 15th all-time on the Indiana scoring list with that 3-pointer a moment ago. He just passed Ray Tolbert to move to 14th all-time.
Yeah, he's one of only 32 players in Indiana history to score 1,000 points. He did that last year. Had a great career. He just made a great cut there, too. Tough getting it over the big guy, though.
That sure is. You got to readjust.
Yep, Calvin affected that shot.
Booth gets
nice
it to
cut.
Dan Earl. And the travel violation.
Well, that's too bad, but it was a really good cut.
Jeremy Metzger checks in for Penn State. Good look at Jerry Dunn, his twin brother Terry, an assistant at Colorado State. 12 years working with you, Bruce, and you could not be happier to see the success that Jerry is having this year.
You betcha, Mike, and I'm real proud of he and his staff and the whole team.
Foul called on the baseline. Metzger got his feet set, comes up in the face of Charlie Miller. Offensive foul on Charlie Miller. That is his second.
So you mentioned Jerry Dunn. He has a terrific staff. Eddie DeChellis and Frank Haith could both run Division I programs right now, and Money Brown is a good young and up-and-coming coach.
Now, the one credit to Jerry Dunn also, 12 years as an assistant, one thing he never did was give you the feeling he didn't want to be an assistant. He was always very loyal and a hard-working coach who has come a long way in this profession.
No question. I was really fortunate to have Eddie and Jerry on my staff for such a long period of time. They certainly could have taken other opportunities, but it was a real challenge for us to build the program, and it's just a good feeling to see them keep it going and take it to another level. It's wonderful.
Metzger misses the top half of the 1-1. Reed comes back the other way. Penn State leads by 3. Under 5 minutes remains in the first half. The foul on Danny Earl. That will be the second on the junior from Medford Lakes, New Jersey.
I think Danny got caught pulling on the jersey, and if I remember a couple of years ago, the roles were reversed in that situation.
I was wondering if we could get through a telecast without mentioning that game. Indiana, of course, was #1, February 9th, 1993, double overtime. They call it the greatest game ever played at Rec Hall.
It was a heck of a game.
As Earl sits down with the second personal, and Reed will shoot the 1-1. Neil Reed, an excellent free throw shooter, 87% in Big Ten Conference play. Richard Mandeville checks in. Andrae Patterson will sit down.
Reed's got a really nice stroke. His dad's an assistant coach at Iowa State. You can tell he's a coach's son. He's got all the fundamentals down.
It's in both, and he has 5. Out of Louisiana, Neil Reed is good. An Indiana freshman, as Jay Edwards was last year, and now he is a very solid sophomore. Gaudio can't handle the pass. And Indiana, the recipient of the turnover.
Yeah, that pass was off the mark.
Now
great
Miller.
Pass, great cut.
We'll talk about it again, Neil Reed. Indiana regains the lead, 27-26. Damien McKnight to Pete Lisicky. He had plenty of time to spot up. Sekunda on the offensive rebound, lays it in. Good effort by Glenn Sekunda.
Now, Indiana has Charlie Miller on Pete Lisicky, which I think is a good defensive move. But Charlie's got to get through screens. He's got good height to give Pete some problems on his jumper, but he's got to get there to do that.
Inside-outside game, Evans and Lindeman. Rebound off the floor by Gaudio. Back to the fundamentals for the Nittany Lions. Damien McKnight tried to flip it to Jeremy Metzger. It will be Indiana basketball. We've got an official timeout here at the Bryce Jordan Center. Game 1 of our triple header. Indiana leads, trails by 1.
Ford Credit and Ford Division announced the Great Percent Event, reducing interest rates to just 4.8% APR for 48 months, or choose $600 cash back on a purchase or red carpet lease. It's your choice on 10 of America's most popular 96 Ford cars and trucks, including Taurus, Contour, Windstar, Escort, Ranger, and more. The Great Percent Event at your Ford dealer now. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Deion Sanders intercepts. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Are you trying to catch this?
What's with this sweet new Deion?
Hey, have you lost weight?
It could only be this sweet new cereal. New Honey Frosted Wheaties. The sweet new frosted flake that's kicked with Wheaties energy for a primetime taste. So what's got Deion acting so sweet?
While I'm up, can I get anyone a beverage?
New Honey Frosted Wheaties. It's sweet energy.
Do you believe in movies? Prism does, and that's why you can count on Prism to bring you great movies like Blown Away, Exit to Eden, The Last Seduction, Murder in the First, Richie Rich, Disclosure, Mrs. Parker and the Vicious Circle, The Professional, Just Cause, Boys on the Side, Outbreak, and Little Women. Uncut, unedited, commercial-free movies. If you believe in movies, call your cable company and order Prism, because no one believes in movies like Prism.
Welcome back to State College, Pennsylvania. Nittany Lions lead the Indiana Hoosiers 28-27. Like to remind you, today's Big Ten game is a copyrighted telecast of Creative Sports Incorporated. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or retransmission without the express prior written consent of Creative Sports is strictly prohibited. Mike Goldberg with Bruce Parkhill and a lot of Steeler fans in attendance, looking for a big weekend. Their first ever victory over the Indiana Hoosiers in a Super Bowl championship tomorrow. Evans. Damien McKnight to push it up the floor.
Well, Indiana ran a nice set that time. Got the shot they were looking for. Bryan just didn't knock it down. Looked like he was a little off balance.
Glenn Sekunda. The seniors and Sekunda and Evans. That's another good matchup today.
Yeah, it really is. Two very skilled players.
Sekunda off the dribble. Tried the window. And the rebound last hit the hand of Calvin Booth, are they going to say? Yep, Calvin Booth, and so it's Indiana basketball.
That's the kind of defense that Indiana has to play against Glenn Sekunda. Make him put it on the floor and make a tougher shot than either a catch and knock it down or an easy penetration. He had to make a tough attempt that time.
A lot to be said. Who leads going into the locker room with just over 2 minutes remaining in a one-point game. These two teams have been excellent holding leads this year. Patterson short, Booth with the rebound. Penn State is 13-0 when leading at the break. Indiana 11-1. Who just one loss this year, or one lead, that was the loss to DePaul. Reed with the steal. He's got Miller on the right side, and he lays it in, followed by Patterson. Indiana again leads by 1. Gaudio set on the baseline.
Penn State isn't moving nearly as well as they were earlier in the half, Mike, on the offensive end away from the ball.
Tough shot by Calvin Booth. And Indiana has the opportunity to go up by 3. Nip and tuck throughout. traffic. Gets it to Andrae Patterson. He was wide open.
Yep, got to knock that one down.
Now McKnight. Indiana back defensively. McKnight will run the half court. Sekunda himself. Glenn Sekunda. Good first half with 13 points. He has scored nearly half of the Nittany Lion points thus far in the game. Evans inside, Booth reached in.
That's a freshman foul, Mike. He was a little out of position. Instead of holding his ground, he reached around and tried to deflect the pass. He won't do that next year.
Got around the body of Richard Mandeville.
That was a good duck in by Mandeville to get position. And then in that situation, Calvin's just got to get behind and try to make him shoot over him.
Mandeville, a sophomore out of Pasadena, California. Not seen a ton of minutes, but he was big in that Kansas game earlier this year. 13 points, 7 rebounds, 29 minutes played. Rowles checks back in, the junior college transfer from Carl Sandburg. He is a sophomore out of Kansas City. Mandeville played 29 minutes against the Jayhawks earlier this year.
It's interesting, 3 of IU's 4 new players are junior college transfers.
You see that a lot in Bob Knight's team.
Right.
Booth gets it to Lisicky. Lisicky for 3. Too strong. And Penn State will retain possession. Indiana did get one junior college transfer who turned out to be dynamic. I think he won a national championship for him. Heath Smart hit the game-winning jumper against Syracuse. So you know that if you're a red season on the brink, right, Bruce?
That's right. Which I did. I really enjoyed that performance.
Gave you some insight on what it's all about.
Penn State took advantage of a mismatch that time. Really nice job of converting the play.
Now Neil Reed.
Calvin almost had another reach-in foul.
Showed some discipline, not overcommitting, but that gave Patterson the room to work.
Yeah, nice job by Patterson to take advantage of the position and go strong.
Just 4 points for Andrae Patterson thus far. Final seconds will tick away. Shot clock is off. Tied at 32. Penn State trying to get the lead going into the locker room. Lisicky. Got it! Pete Lisicky from 23 feet out. Penn State takes the momentum and the lead into the locker room. Jerry Dunn's team leads 35-32. Mike Gleason.
All right, a pretty good first half there from State College, Pennsylvania. Mike Goldberg and Bruce Parkhill with the call. Welcome back to the Big Ten studios. We'll be back to bring you up to date on some of the other games around the country when the Big Ten halftime report continues in a minute.
Today's game is brought to you by Ford and your local Ford dealers. Gillette, the best a man can get. Sears, come see the many sides. And Pizza Hut. You will love the stuff we're made of.
Hey, Socrates, life's a battlefield, and college ought to be boot camp. Look at me. I never wasted time on big ideas. No college professor ever changed my life. Hey, look at me. I know what's right and wrong. Hey, Junior, listen up. These days it takes college kids 5, 6 years to graduate. And for what? For what?
The Big Ten Conference, celebrating 100 years of athletic and academic excellence.
The only way you're going to cure cancer, AIDS, and most other diseases is understanding them at a molecular level. We're all working on pieces of the puzzle, not only here at Penn State, but researchers all over the world. It's really a feeling of like, I'm doing something important. When you think about the big picture, it's all about helping people. And that's really what I want to do.
Tired of the same old TV? Switch to Sports Channel. It's packed with action and sports of all kinds. Brought to you from around the region and the globe. All day, every day. Sports Channel has your hometown teams. Plus sports you want to see. 24 hours a day. It's all the teams. All the time. Always on Sports Channel.
Welcome back to the studios. Big day for creative sports as well as the Big Ten. A triple header coming at you. It's halftime in Happy Valley. Penn State leading the Big Ten and leading Illinois at halftime by 3, 35-32. Now in today's second game of our triple header, Illinois is at Northwestern battling for state bragging rights after dropping 5 straight Illini. Now back-to-back wins over Purdue and Ohio State. Then Tom Izzo's Spartans head to the Twin Cities to tangle with the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. And later tonight, Randy Ayers takes his freshman-laden club into West Lafayette, Indiana. Boilermakers won't be in a good mood after dropping 2 straight. Don't forget, tomorrow, Michigan goes into Iowa City. Michigan trying to rebound from their trip to Bloomington. The Hawkeyes don't lose often in Carver Hawkeye Arena. That should be a good matchup. Now, right now, let's jump to the Big East. 7th-ranked Villanova at home in Philadelphia against the Canes. Kerry Kittles back on the court. Wastes no time, steps outside for 3. He's averaging 18 points a game. And then Nova's Eric Ebers on the receiving end. Kittles dishes inside. Ebers with 13 points as we light up that scoreboard. It's now close to the half. Ebers with 13, and Nova leads by 10, 35-25. ACC Country, Rick Barnes and his Clemson Tigers in the top 20. All right, paying tribute to Frank Howard. He died yesterday. Todd Fuller, he has 12, works inside, scores 10 early points. Tyrell McIntyre goes outside. Southpaw launches the long one and connects. Now in transition. Fuller again takes it in strong with the jam. And 18th ranked at Clemson. Now it's 34-29. That game is at halftime. Elsewhere, Evansville and Southern Illinois. Update on that one. It's 40-30 now. Evansville. That game also after 20 minutes of play. Those are some of the early games from around the country. When we come back, we'll head to Bloomington, Indiana to check on some of the teamwork between computers and the business world when we come back in 90 seconds.
The new Plymouth Voyager was named Automobile Magazine's All-Star Minivan for 1996. Car and Driver ranked it in their 10 best automobiles of 1996. And not only does it surpass other minivans on the road, but with a 3-liter, 150 horsepower V6 engine, it has 36 times the cargo space of a Porsche 911 for about 1/3 of the price.
Is this your idea of better TV? How about this? Or better yet, this. If you ask me, it's not the TV, but what's on it, like DirecTV. 61 movie channels, 28 music channels, 14 news and information channels, and 12 family channels. All together only on DirecTV. So you can really channel your family's interests. For the DirecTV retailer nearest you, call 1-800-DirecTV.
Flyers are back, and Sports Channel's got them. Great hockey action you won't see anywhere else. Check out Lindros, LeClaire, Renberg, Hextall, and the rest of the orange and black as the Flyers begin their quest for the Stanley Cup. It's all Flyers, and it's only on Sports Channel. The Flyers battle the Washington Capitals Sunday at 12 noon, exclusively on Sports Channel.
After losing to the Michigan Wolverines last Sunday by 1 point, the Penn State Nittany Lions looking for their second victory in a row since losing that game. They lead at halftime over Indiana. That game, of course, in State College, Pennsylvania. Right now, let's go to Bloomington, Indiana, where Indiana University is giving an assist to state businesses with today's computer technology.
Today on IU Updates,
solving the computer problems of Indiana businesses. Good afternoon, everyone. Computers have become a fact of life in business, yet many companies can get tangled up in the ever-changing world of computer technology. When that happens, Indiana University can help.
This Northern Indiana cabinet-making company and this Southern Indiana printing company have something in common. They both turn to Indiana University for help in solving their computer-related business problems. Most of the work here at the Grable Cabinet Company is detail-oriented, and much of it handcrafted. IU's Computing Technology Assistance Center helped the company evaluate software and vendors.
You know, being a small business, we're very good at what we do. In our case, that's building custom cabinets. When it comes to the technology and the advancement of it these days, the help that they give us is of tremendous value to us.
FSI Products had an old computer system and wanted to improve customer sales and service and track jobs on the plant floor. The company also wanted a home page on the World Wide Web. They got good advice from Indiana University.
I think that the people work there are very intelligent and very helpful. I think it's great. I think that if more of the colleges would do that, even closer to within the community, would offer those services, it would be a great asset to all the community.
If you'd like more information about services available through the IU Computing Technology Assistance Center, call us on our toll-free phone line, 1-800-WE'RE-4IU.
These Bloomington campus arts and sciences majors are enrolled in a class called Basic Career Planning. They are learning skills that will help them as well as the Indiana companies they wind up working for.
I think that's what students are beginning to get through this class. They're taking a very critical look at themselves, what they want in that career, what they're wanting in that major, and how does that translate then into the workforce. And yes, for an employer, that would be very positive because they can articulate to that employer what they can do for them.
IU English professor Scott Sanders has been awarded the 1995 Lannan Literary Award, a prestigious honor which includes a $50,000 prize. Sanders is also the author of a new book entitled Writing from the Center. He's been teaching English at IU for nearly 25 years. Thanks for being with us today. For IU Update, I'm Sandy Mathis-Robe. Indiana, we're all for you.
Penn State leads the nation in three-point shooting. They've lit it up in the first half for 35 points against the Indiana Hoosiers. It's halftime in State College, Pennsylvania, 35-32 Penn State. We'll be going back to Mike and Bruce momentarily.
1995 marks the 100th season of Big Ten Conference football action. Celebrate the centennial anniversary of the Big Ten by ordering this commemorative home video chronicling 100 years of football and men's basketball. For just $19.99, you can relive the rich tradition and proud legacy of gridiron legends from Grange to Griffin and basketball greats such as Lucas, Magic, and the Fab Five. To order, call 1-800-BIG-10-4 or send $19.99 plus $5 shipping and handling to the address shown.
People are selling tools today on the market that I don't even think they know where they're made, and they're not a quality tool. One thing about the Craftsman tool, it's made here, and you know the quality's good.
1,600 Craftsman hand tools, made in America. Guaranteed forever.
If something happens to it, you can take it back, and you know where to take it back because you know where it come from.
Only at Sears.
Yeah, life's competitive, all right. Win or lose, doesn't matter. It's how you look at the finish line.
Get there first.
There's a lot of shoes in this wall. Better let me help you. After all, I'm always going to be waiting on you at the finish line.
Get there first.
History teaches primordial perspiration shouldn't mess with one's style. Consider this powerful discovery. Right Guard Pure Power Clear Gel. An astoundingly clear gel. Thus, it goes on clear without any flaky white stuff, protecting one powerfully. for when it comes to protection, one shouldn't mess around. Right guard, clear jail. Anything less would be uncivilized.
The Penn State Nittany Lions trying to solidify their hold on top of the Big Ten standings. It's halftime, 35-32 over Indiana. Don't forget, Illinois, Northwestern are coming up, and then the triple header coverage continues with Michigan State traveling to Minnesota. We'll head back to Happy Valley for the start of the second half after this.
Today's game is brought to you by Chrysler Plymouth and your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Amoco, crystal clear Amoco Ultimate Premium Gasoline, because you expect more from a leader. NutraSweet for your sweeter side. And Honey Frosted Wheaties.
Any way you play it, the whole new line of Plymouths is a whole lot of fun.
Deion Sanders intercepts. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Are you trying to catch this?
What's with this sweet new Deion?
Hey, have you lost weight?
It could only be this sweet new cereal. New Honey Frosted Wheaties. The sweet new frosted flake that's kicked with Wheaties energy for a primetime taste. So what's got Deion acting so...
They're riders in the fast lane, the leaders of the pack. Don't mess with these rebels when they're on the attack. They're hot and hungry flyers, and they're cruising into town. Riding high on Harleys, carnival bound. They're bringing their wives, so have no fear. It's carnival time. We're getting into high gear. So rev up your engines. Join the flyers and their wives as they rumble up the gang in the fight for lives.
Welcome back. Glenn Sekunda with 13. Penn State by 3. Let's send it back to State College with Mike and Bruce. Gentlemen.
Well, thank you, Mike. 35-32, our halftime score. Glenn Sekunda, 13 points for the Nittany Lions, leads all scores at the half. Let's take a moment right now for our Chrysler Plymouth Championship Challenge. During halftime of each Big Ten Conference game, viewers will be given a chance to vote on the team they believe will win the regular season conference race. The only way to cast your vote is by calling right now 1-800-514-HOOP. That's 1-800-514-HOOP. The winner will receive a trip for two to the 1996 DirecTV Grade A Tournament. Voting begins January 6th and ends on February 10th. The winner will be selected from all correct entries based on random drawing and must be 18 to enter. Winners will be announced during the final weekend of games in this Big Ten Conference. Take a look at the current conference standings. Remember to cast your vote. The conference standings right now stand with Penn State in the lead in a record of 5-1. Of course, they were victorious over Purdue the other night. A couple are jammed up with 2 losses, including the Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana and Penn State. You look at the Sears first half statistics, Bruce. Everything is even except one that we picked that isn't on the screen. Brian Evans and Andrae Patterson a combined 4 for 14 from the field.
That's really critical, Mike, and you're right. That's the only thing that really jumps out at you, and I think Indiana missed some very makeable shots in the first half.
Both Evans and Patterson, 2 of 7 from the field. 10 points combined, 6 for Evans, 4 for Patterson. Indiana starts the basketball game here in the second half. In possession of the ball. Evans off the screen, laid it into the hands of Lindeman, and Lindeman could not hold on to the pass. Now Dan Earl. Dan Earl played 15 minutes in the first half. He has 2 personal fouls. Dan Earl has had tough shooting days against the Hoosiers in the past. Last year, 2 for 9 and 2 for 6. Respectively against Indiana. Gaudio, tough shot, good defense by Lindeman. Indiana playing their 4th consecutive nationally ranked opponent. Todd Lindeman spins over Calvin Booth.
Nice job in transition. He did a great job running the floor and then stepping across Calvin and getting position.
Sekunda again. Glenn Sekunda has been the story thus far. His 3rd 3-point field goal.
Penn State comes right back and answers in transition in a different fashion, but just as effective.
Averaging almost 20 points a game his last 4 plays. Sekunda had 10 in this building, or actually the other building, last year. Earl with the steal and the lay-in. Danny Earl. Penn State by 6. Evans defended by Lisicky. They're looking for Bryan Evans. Now Neil Reed back up top. Lisicky, great defense on Bryan Evans, but he got a little over aggressive and will pick up his second personal.
Like, both teams switch on defense, and it's really critical for the offensive team to counter that switch. And a lot of times, the screener is the key receiver in a switching situation.
Into the half.
Can't let Pete set up. Got to make him put it on the floor. Looking at it from a defensive perspective.
Lisicky was the reason Penn State had the 3-point lead. Mandeville hammered by Calvin Booth.
See, again, that's a strength factor there.
Richard Mandeville.
Indiana's doing a good job of trying to get into Calvin and force the action deep in the paint, where Calvin has to either foul or back off.
Got the great wingspan, 88 inches, equal to a man 7'4", size 18 shoes.
Big puppies too, yeah.
Evans is wide open. Bryan Evans has scored all 3 of his field goals from beyond the arc. He has 9. 3-point game. Underneath, Haris Mujezinovic picks up his second, battling with the freshman Booth.
Haris Mujezinovic is his second.
Indiana swept the series last year, obviously, as they are 8-0 lifetime against Penn State. But at Rec Hall, it was a 2-point game, 71-69. Gaudio drives to the hoop, and he is fouled.
Real nice execution on the inbounds play. Boy, as a coach, you just hate to give up anything on an inbounds play from a defensive perspective. Right there, it looked like Matt Gaudio slipped the screen, which is what we were alluding to just a minute ago against a switching defense, and then ducked in, got good position. He did a nice job to recognize the situation.
Gaudio at the line. He was an assistant coach last year. Now, I spoke with Dan Dakich earlier, and he said at Indiana, they like to have everybody, if there was the opportunity, be a coach for the year. And Gaudio learned so many valuable things, as you know firsthand, from being on the other side of the line.
No question about it, Mike. It's just a totally different perspective. And Matt really got an opportunity to see how important motivation is, how important coming to play every day is, and all the little things that as a player you sometimes take for granted.
Miller gets it to Patterson. Matter of fact, a lot of the Indiana guys will work basketball camps, be involved in them. Evans, long-range 3. Offensive rebound by Charlie Miller, and the foul.
Boy, that's called being at the right place at the right time. There's a little bit of luck involved in that, but I'll tell you, you don't get lucky unless you hustle. Charlie Miller was continuing his move. Watch here, he just sneaks right in here underneath, stays with a good effort, and is rewarded with potential 3-point play.
Gaudio picks up his second. I was starting to say the Indiana players who will work camps over the summer and assist are going to be given a particular team for a week, Dakich said, and let them go through the trials and tribulations of being the head coach, and maybe they'll understand a little more when a kid doesn't give the effort, how the frustration occurs. 10 points for Charlie Miller to lead the Hoosiers. They are back to within 1.
Maybe we ought to do that with the media, huh?
You've tried that, I'm sure, or thought about it at least.
Yeah. Matt Gaudio was trying to post up. He's doing it again. They're trying to go to Matt. Good strong move. Mike, both teams have done very similar things at the offensive and defensive end. The only difference really is Penn State's played a little bit of zone. But other than that, both teams have almost mirrored one another in terms of what they're trying to accomplish at the offensive end of the floor. Several times in the first half, Indiana has isolated people inside, and now Penn State isolated Matt Gaudio inside.
Talk about a tough kid. An arthroscopic ankle surgery in December. Missed just 1 game.
And Matt, the easiest way to describe Matt is he's a winner. Just a flat-out winner.
Double-digit scorer in 12 of the last 14 games. First both from the line, and Gaudio has 7.
that room's with Andy Smith, who is the head manager. And I'll tell you what, you talk about a full-time job that doesn't get much credit. Being a manager on a college basketball team is a lot of work. Those kids do a great job.
There's the defense. The man we just spoke of, Matt Gaudio, flips it out of bounds. Indiana will have 21 seconds to shoot. And the crowd reacts to 24 White. Reed off the screen. Rims in and out, the follow by Bryan Evans. Good news for Penn State. Evans held to 6 points in the first half. Bad news for Penn State. Evans held to 6 points in the first half.
Exactly.
You know he's going to get it sooner or later.
Right. You know he's going to get it going. He's a great player.
Sekunda, tough jumper. He was off balance.
That's the kind of shot Indiana needs to make Glenn take. He's a little less effective in that mode as opposed to setting up and stroking the three.
Mujezinovic thought about the shot, now gets it back. Inside Andrae Patterson. Cannot get the roll. Gaudio on the rebound. Andrae Patterson, just 4 points in the game, 9 against Michigan in 21 minutes played. Penn State is going to retain possession. The Penn State Nittany Lions looking for their first ever victory over Bob Knight and the Indiana Hoosiers. They lead by 1.
Yeah, life's competitive, all right. Win or lose, doesn't matter. It's how you look at the finish line.
Get there first.
There's a lot of shoes on this wall. Better let me help you. After all, I'm always going to be waiting on you at the finish line.
Get there first.
1995 marks the 100th season of Big Ten Conference football action. Celebrate the centennial anniversary of the Big Ten by ordering this commemorative home video chronicling 100 years of football and men's basketball. For just $19.99, you can relive the rich tradition and proud legacy of gridiron legends from Grange to Griffin and basketball greats such as Lucas, Magic, and the Fab Five. To order, call 1-800-BIG-TEN-4 or send $19.99 plus $5 shipping and handling to the address shown. The home ice advantage, 17,000 fans screaming for a hit, cheering for a goal, counting on a win. Enough energy, enough electricity, enough emotion to shift the game into a higher gear. You can only get the home ice advantage in 2 places, live at the Core State Spectrum or live on Prism. Prism has Flyers home games you won't see anywhere else. So give yourself the home ice advantage. Call your cable company and order Prism today.
The 5 top scorers return for the Penn State Nittany Lions this season. They lead Indiana by 1, 43-42. This is game 1 of our creative triple header. Fighting Illini at Northwestern Welsh Ryan Arena immediately following our telecast, and then it is Michigan State. We may have said Michigan earlier. We apologize. The Michigan State Spartans of Tom Izzo to take on Minnesota. The Golden Gophers up at Williams Arena. Triple header action. Sit back, relax on this Saturday afternoon. Creative has got Big Ten basketball for you. Mike Goldberg, Bruce Parkhill here at the brand new Bryce Jordan Center in State College, Pennsylvania. Calvin Booth.
Real nice set out of the timeout. Got a small player screening for a big player so that defense can't switch, and Calvin converted.
This is the 3rd game being played at the new building by the Nittany Lions. They have won a total of 12 straight in State College. Evans was fouled by Gaudio. That is 3 on Matt.
You know, Mike, you alluded to the starters returning for Penn State. An interesting point is 6 of Penn State's players have started at one point in time or another in their career. This was a nice cut by Bryan Evans, making a curl cut, taking the hoop. Good recognition by the passer to get him the ball so he can gather and score.
Here's another excellent free throw shooter, Bryan Evans. Bryan gets the first. Bryan had 17 points as Phil Williams checks in that game at Rec Hall last year. Alan Henderson, 22. John Amici, 27. Matt Gaudio was an assistant coach. 71-69. Big House back in the lineup.
Let's see if Phil Williams can free up one of Penn State's shooters for an open opportunity.
45-44. Penn State leads by 1. Booth. Just see Reed looking at all the options, waiting patiently. Mujezinovic back to Neil Reed. Bryan Evans wisely gives it back, and Neil Reed buries the three.
What a terrific pass by Bryan Evans. He pump fake, drew the defense. Reed spotted up, wide open jump shot.
Indiana leads again.
Neil Reed's going to have to get a tractor to get around Phil Williams.
Sekunda gets Evans in the air, now drives through the paint. And he will go to the line and shoot two. The reach-in foul on Haris Mujezinovic, and that will be his third.
Well, Glenn Sekunda took a page out of Bryan Evans' book that time. Great pump fake, got himself into the paint, put pressure on the defense.
Glenn Sekunda, the 1991 New Jersey High School Player of the Year, played 48 games at Syracuse. He is back in his natural position, ideally a 3 last year. He had to play a bit out of position at the 4th spot.
Yeah, that really hurt us last year, Mike. Without Matt Gaudio, we had to move Glenn to 3, and Glenn wasn't real comfortable at that position, and obviously he wasn't effective at that position, so it's both hurt the team and Glenn individually.
Comes in as the number 6 scorer in the Big Ten. 15,000 capacity crowd here at Bryce Jordan. Sekunda off the ball, fouled Bryan Evans, and that will be the second on Glenn.
Yeah, Bryan did a good job of curling around the screen. Caught Glenn out of position, and Glenn was trying to catch up and hold on at the same time. Penn State has 3 former state players of the year on their roster. Matt Gaudio from West Virginia, Glenn Sekunda from New Jersey, and Dan Earl from New Jersey.
Bryan Evans on the baseline.
That's a big time move. Bryan Evans is a terrific go-to guy for Indiana, because he can do it all. He can put it on the floor, he can score off the dribble, he can spot up and shoot the 3, and he can post them.
How many times did you watch Calvert Cheney make that move?
Oh, you said it.
On the switch, Andrae Patterson fouled the big house, Phil Williams. That is the third on Andrae Patterson. Foul trouble the other night against Michigan, and now he finds himself with 3 personals again this afternoon.
Well, he was in a position he didn't need to foul there because Mujezinovic was in good help position, and Andrae kind of bailed out the offense for that time. Phil would have had a tough time finishing that play.
Patterson sits down, Lindeman comes in, Mujezinovic also sits down, and number 21, Richard Mandeville, in the lineup for Bob Knight. Donovan Williams back on the floor for Penn State. Inbound pass. Lisicky carries the 3. Pete Lisicky has 11. 3 3-pointers.
They have got to make Pete put it on the floor. Pete's got his rhythm right now.
The steal by Williams. Blocked by Charlie Miller. What hustle defensively by Miller.
That was a terrific block. Great athlete.
Lisicky again. Got it! 4th 3-pointer for Pete Lisicky. Penn State leads by 4. Penn State basketball.
Both those last conversions by Penn State were set up by Danny Earl. Danny penetrated both times, drew the defense, and made a great pass out to the scorer. Terrific job.
Todd Lindeman took a shot to his shooting hand.
Well, it looks like he might have dislocated his finger. I hope not.
Lindeman comes out of the lineup. Andrae Patterson with his 3 personals checks back in. Penn State on a run. They lead by 6. The foul on Calvin Booth. Well, as a coach, Bruce, you hate that. When you get the momentum going, the crowd's in it, you just want that game to continue. You don't want any stoppages at all.
Absolutely. There's an example of Danny Earl drawing 3 defenders, getting it to Big Calvin. Calvin makes a nice spin move and converts. And on that play, looked like Lindeman might have dislocated his finger.
Donovan Williams with the steal. The foul on Neil Reed. That is the 3rd on Reed.
Penn State's really active on defense. The last couple possessions, they've been very active, holding their ground, helping and recovering really well.
Conference progress being made by the Nittany Lions. First year, Bruce, you guys were 2-16.
Yeah, that's one I'd like to forget.
Yeah, no kidding. Then 6-12, 9-9. You were a lot more pleasant to call last year and talk to than in the 2-16.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I thought the key year, Mike, was the year that we won 13 games. We were 6-12 in the league, but we had wins over Purdue, who was ranked, Minnesota, who was ranked, and Michigan State, who was the hottest team in the league, our last game. And that game, I think, was the kind of a culmination of a year where we really made a lot of progress, and the players really gained confidence that year.
Phil Williams goes strong to the hole, fouled by Charlie Miller.
Another setup by Danny Earl.
5-1 this year. You know, you do some comparisons. It took Georgia Tech 3 ACC seasons to get 4 conference wins.
Right. Yeah, we're really proud of what's happened here. And yeah, even last year, after 15 games, we were 12-3 with 2 two-point losses. So, without Matt Gaudio. And it's really nice to finally see some recognition, you know, on a national level. Kind of seen for a while that we were, you know, when we went in the Atlantic 10, it was kind of quiet and didn't get a whole lot of recognition. But now we're in the Big Ten, the team's getting the recognition, and that's why we got in the Big Ten.
And the A-10's improvement has just come over the past couple of seasons.
Right.
Many forget you had 4 consecutive 21 seasons and some postseason bids from 89 to 92.
Right. Yeah, one of the things that's kind of bothered a lot of us in the program, or close to the program, is the perception that Penn State has come out of nowhere, and comparing Penn State with Northwestern football, that's really not a good analogy. As you alluded to, the program's been in postseason play 5 out of the last 7 years. Not taking anything away from Northwestern. That was a wonderful situation, but it's not really a good analogy.
Great story in the Big Ten Conference, certainly with that. Brian Evans will go to the line, shoot the 1-1.
Yeah, that was wonderful. A lot of Penn State fans were pulling for Northwestern, even though they beat Penn State. It was a wonderful year for their team, and it was really exciting for everybody in the league.
Well, it was every week that you believed in the Northwestern fairy tale, but when they beat Penn State, that's when you knew it was for real.
Yeah, for sure.
And the Rose Bowl wasn't far away. Evans converts from the line. We have a 5-point game.
Introducing the new Plymouth Grand Voyager. It's filled with clever ideas. Now there's a sliding door on this side and this side. 27% more room for you and all your stuff. And seats that roll out of the way. A gazillion cup holders that hold almost anything. Plus more safety and greater visibility. You can carry more and do more. The new Plymouth Grand Voyager. It simply slides, folds, protects, unfolds, rolls, and drives better.
We are starting the Jimmy V Foundation for Cancer Research. We need your help. It may not save my life. It may save my children's lives. It may save someone you love. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
To help keep Jimmy V's dream alive, please call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V.
How long ago was it when they played hockey with no helmets or masks, and basketball with no shot clock, and no team would be caught dead in a color like teal? And how long ago was it all we really needed was one simple loan to take care of everything you really needed? But times have changed, and so have we. Now Core States offers loans to help with everything from a new car to an extended credit line that will help your small business grow bigger. Because some things never change.
Beautiful, brand spanking new Bryce Jordan Center, State College, Pennsylvania, $55 million facility. And Penn State leads by 5 with 11:53 remaining in the second half.
You know, Mike, it looks real pretty with all these fans in here. Not nearly as pretty without all these bodies in here. The fans have really been terrific for Penn State's program.
Both teams shooting very well here in the second half. Indiana at 66%. Remember, against Michigan in the second half, they shot 74%. A season high 63% for the game.
Yeah, both teams are playing very well in the second half.
Penn State went on that little mini run and hold on to the 5-point cushion.
Danny trying to use the screen by the big fella.
Metzger tipped the rebound right into the hands of Charlie Miller. 2-on-1 for Indiana. Miller,
great defense.
Defended by Damien McKnight.
Great job by Dan Earl to come back in transition and cut off that pass. Terrific job.
Donovan Williams. And kicked by Phil Williams.
Phil Williams really broke out of a little bit of a slump against Purdue, Mike, and looks like he's maintained his energy.
8.7 rebounds against the Boilers. Patterson up top. Mandeville with the sweet jumper. This time he's short. Miller crashed for the rebound, and Earl picks up the loose ball. Dan Earl. Good assist to turnover ratio in Big Ten Conference play. 33 assists, just 16 turnovers. There he is on the left side, gets it to Metzger. Metzger was pushed.
Danny Earl's as solid as you get. He's everything you want in a point guard, Mike. He's got a great feel for the game, great court vision. He can shoot the ball. The only thing Danny's struggling with this year a little bit is foul shooting, which is really unusual. He was a terrific foul shooter in high school, and he was one of our clutch foul shooters last year.
Sekunda back in, personal foul on Mandeville. Robbie Eggers also back into the lineup for Indiana. And Mandeville sits down. Eggers, the sophomore out of suburban Cleveland. Metzger misses the top half of the 1-and-1. Loose ball. Still on the floor. Evans flips it ahead to Neil Reed.
Look for Indiana to post up Bryan Evans. They have Donovan Williams in a mismatch. Yep, there he is down in the paint.
Donovan's got the enthusiasm, but not the size.
Yeah, he can guard him on the perimeter and make it tough for him to catch it out there, but he'll have a tough time if he gets out of position inside.
Oh, tough shot.
Yeah.
Neil Reed spinning in the paint, and he gets the bucket to go. It is 58-53. Tell you what, the way Penn State plays, and this is a credit to Jerry Dunn and his coaching staff to what you've done the past couple of years, Bruce. This looks like Indiana against Indiana.
Yeah, they're very similar in philosophy, Mike. There's a lot of concepts that are very similar in style of play.
I guess in 3 national championships, they'll say Penn State against Penn State. Nice just got that on you guys, right?
Easier you know, he's a genius. When it comes to the game of basketball, the man is an absolute genius. People have been copying their philosophy for years and years and years, and that philosophy has stood the test of time. He's a terrific coach. He's a great guy, too.
4 on the shot clock. Gaudio's jumper off the mark. Williams tries to hustle for the rebound. He flipped it, but it went off the leg of Matt Gaudio. It will be Indiana basketball. There you see the hustle. And the big house Phil Williams though. I like big house a lot better than sweet tea.
I do too. At times it was more appropriate to call him warehouse. He's trimmed down a little bit. They're banging inside. Ooh, Phil got away with one there.
Creating havoc down low on Todd Lindeman. Got the fingers taped up on the right hand. Back in action. Gaudio under pressure. Matt Gaudio gets his own rebound. He was hammered and there is no call. Sekunda trying to go back up strong, and finally a whistle.
Let's put the pads on.
That's right. The referees are letting them battle down low.
Well, Matt got good penetration. He had to try a tough shot because Indiana helped out very well. Did a great job of getting the second possession, and then it's just a war in there. A lot of beef flying around in there. But that's the way it should be. The referees are doing a good job letting them play. Let the players determine the game. Bill slips a screen. Great job.
Bill Williams with the jam.
That's another example of what we talked about in the first half. When the defense switches, the screener becomes a primary receiver.
Lions back up by 7. Bryan Evans. What a move by Bryan Evans. Got Glenn Sekunda off his feet and lays it in easily.
I think that's a great move by Indiana to try to get Bryan down in there and take it to the rack.
19 points for Bryan Evans, the top scorer in the Big Ten Conference. Sekunda forced up a bad shot. Yep. Evans quiets the crowd on the last possession, Indiana, to try to pull within 3 here. Charlie Miller and Pete Lisicky.
There's another mismatch inside that could be exploited. Charlie Miller posting up Pete Lisicky. Be interesting to see if they try to do that a little deeper.
Glenn Sekunda having some troubles down low with Bryan Evans all of a sudden.
Bryan Evans is a real tough guy to guard because he moves so well without the ball, and he has such a great feel for the game.
A couple of seasons ago, it was Calvin Chaney and Greg Grant, Damon Bailey, and of course Allen Henderson, one of the best scorers in the Big Ten last year. Many say, well, Bryan Evans came out of nowhere in that mix of great superstars, but Evans averaged 17 points a game last year. So he was real. It was a good 1-2 punch with Evans and Henderson.
Yeah, it really was. And I felt last year, as Bryan Evans went, Indiana went.
Lisicky. Got it. Pete Lisicky, his 5th three-pointer. 17 points for the man who is number 5 in the nation in three-point shooting percentage at 52%.
That time Charlie Miller didn't get enough help from the guy's defender who was screening him.
Blocking foul on Gaudio. That should be the 4th on Matt.
Gary's got to get Matt out of there. Need Matt down the stretch.
Still a lot of time left. 7 minutes and 7 seconds. Patterson at the line. Booth comes in for Gaudio. Calvin Booth, if my calculations are correct, has 3 personal fouls himself. Patterson misses the top half of the 1-and-1. Indiana starting to miss some free throws. They struggled at the line against Michigan, just 13 of 22. They have been over 70% from the line, though, in 9 of their last 12 games.
Got to convert those, especially now down in crunch time.
Patterson, not the best free throw shooter on the season, 64% in Big Ten play.
Yeah, well, he was a great player out of high school. What a high-profile player. And the coaches were telling me last night that he's a great singer. In fact, he's been offered some singing contracts. His family sings gospel down in Texas.
Out of Abilene. You hear the crowd in the back counting down the shot clock, and the defense by Indiana pays off.
That was a big stop for them. They had to make a stop, try to turn momentum.
Penn State enjoying an 8-point lead, 6.5 minutes remaining. The Big House and his teammates trying to hold on.
You'd expect a car like this to specify a premium gasoline like Crystal Clear Amoco Ultimate. But you might be surprised to learn that a premium like Ultimate is also recommended for optimum performance in this vehicle. And this one. Plus, Ultimate is formulated without certain harmful impurities. No wonder Amoco always seems to travel in the best circles. Crystal Clear Amoco Ultimate.
History teaches primordial perspiration shouldn't mess with one's style. Consider this powerful discovery. Right Guard Pure Power Clear Gel. An astoundingly clear gel. Thus, it goes on clear without any flaky white stuff, protecting one powerfully. For when it comes to protection, one shouldn't mess around. Right Guard Clear Gel. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Mike Gleason back in the Big Ten studios. Let's check that ACC matchup. NC State and Clemson. Curtis Marshall, nice stop-and-go move. Kisses it out the window. About 10 minutes left in the ball game. They are deadlocked at 52. Let's go back to Mike and Bruce.
Well, a great game one thus far. The Indiana Hoosiers and the Penn State Nittany Lions. 3-point game at half. Penn State fans enjoying an 8-point lead here with 6.5 minutes remaining. Mike Goldberg, Bruce Parkhill. We go to Wells Ryan next for Illinois and Northwestern, followed by Michigan State and Minnesota. Bryan Evans coming into today had missed only 6 minutes of playing time in Big Ten Conference action. 19 points to lead the way thus far this afternoon.
So critical for Indiana to have Evans and Reed in the game, Mike. It's a situation where they can ill afford to get them in foul trouble or have them on the bench for too long.
Eggers to Patterson. Patterson drives baseline. What a strong move by Andrae Patterson.
Indiana's movement away from the ball was so good that time it occupied the help defense. Gave Patterson a clear lane to the hoop.
Lisicky again. Hit 6 3-pointers for Pete Lisicky. 20 points on the day.
You got Charlie Miller talking to himself.
Evans back the other way, fouled by Booth, and that will be the 4th on Calvin Booth. Good free throw shooter. Ryan Evans will go to the line.
Pete Lisicky, excuse me, Mike. Here's a real good post-up. Remember we talked earlier about Bryan Evans posting up a little bit more, and they've got him down there, got great position, and he took it strong. I was going to say, Pete Lisicky has the shooter's mentality. It doesn't matter. Last year, down the stretch, he got tired, and there were games where he would miss 3 or 4 in a row, and we just stayed with him. And eventually you knew he was going to knock these down. And a lot of times he knocked down big shots in crunch time, even though he had missed 4 or 5 shots prior to that situation.
Now, case in point, he was just 3 of 8 from the field in the first half.
Yeah.
Metzger checked in. Evans from the line.
Pete's range is about a step over half court, I think.
And he'll take it from there.
Yes, he will.
With and sometimes without permission, right?
Never saw a shot he didn't like.
That's right. Andrae Patterson, the hold down low on Phil Williams.
There again, the teams mirror one another. Bryan Evans ducks in, gets position, gets fouled. Penn State comes down, ducks in, gets position, going to the foul line. Here Phil Williams has good position on Patterson. He holds his ground, ducks in.
19th foul on Indiana, 4th on Patterson. So both teams will be in the super bonus now. Every foul will mean 2 shots from the line.
Right.
And a lot of time left, 5.5 minutes.
It's usually an adventure when Big Phil goes.
That'll be the last time with the 1-and-1 is Phil misses. He's 1 of 3 from the strike.
There's a mismatch, but good help by Penn State that time.
4 white jerseys converged on Evans. Donovan Williams with the steal.
Nice job. They tried to isolate Evans on Donovan Williams.
Penn State, their only loss on the season at Michigan by 1 point. 14-1 overall, 5-1 in the Big Ten, and the #1 3-point shooting team in the nation.
Well, that time Phil Williams got Neil Reed on his back, and Indiana had to switch. So you had 2 mismatches. Unfortunately for Indiana, they laid off of Danny Earl, and he'll hurt you.
Neil Reed. Bryan Evans working in traffic. Stolen by Danny Earl. He's ahead of the play. And he lays it in, and it's a foul. Earl will go to the line. Fouled by Neil Reed.
Big time run out here by Danny Earl. Maintain his balance, maintain his strength. Knows Reed's coming after him, goes up real strong and finishes. That's a terrific run out. An ill-advised foul by Reed. Should have let him go. Danny, the foul, they should have fouled before Danny could complete the play.
Yeah, don't let him go to the bucket.
Absolutely.
Danny Earl just 55% from the line in Big Ten Conference play.
Yeah, he's struggling.
State College, Pennsylvania, the Bryce Jordan Center, Penn State looking to retain sole possession of the top spot in the Big Ten Conference. They lead 71-59, their biggest lead of the afternoon. Mike Goldberg, Bruce Parkhill. The first of 3 Big Ten games brought to you by Creative Sports on this Saturday afternoon. 4 minutes and 13 seconds remain. Pete Lisicky has been the story offensively for Penn State with 6 3-pointers.
Exact same situation just occurred offensively for Penn State. They had to switch out, and Patterson had to take Dan Earl. That time, Patterson did a good job of closing out on him, taking his jump shot away.
Lions will have 13 to shoot when we return. Knight and the Hoosiers trail by 12.
The new Plymouth Voyager was named Automobile Magazine's All-Star Minivan for 1996. Car and Driver ranked it in their 10 best automobiles of 1996. And not only does it surpass other minivans on the road, but with a 3-liter, 150 horsepower V6 engine, it has 36 times the cargo space of a Porsche 911 for about 1/3 of the price.
We need your help. I need your help. We need money for research. It may not save my life. It may save my children's lives. It may save someone you love.
To help keep Jimmy V's dream alive, please call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Looks like 7th-ranked Villanova will rip off their 16th win of the season. At home today against Miami, Nova's Eric Ebers buries the jumper. His foot is on the line, but it really doesn't matter. They rip off 8 straight points. Kerry Kittle's now with 5 threes in the second half. 70-50 Nova. Let's go back to Mike and Bruce.
Penn State, Mike, looking for their 13th straight victory at home. It would be their 3rd straight win here in the new building. Danny Earl leading the break a moment ago.
Well, this play was a result of great team defense. Penn State rotated down, covered the basket area. Indiana was in trouble, tried to make a dump-off pass. Penn State got the ball, ran out, and then Danny made a great individual play to finish it off.
Danny Earl last year against Indiana was just 2 of 9 from the field. He has 9 points today. He is the Big Ten assist leader and 5th all-time here at Penn State as we open the day with 380 at the start of the afternoon. Timeout called on the floor of the Indiana Hoosiers, and we will take the timeout.
Wow. 1995 marks the 100th season of Big Ten Conference football action. Celebrate the centennial anniversary of the Big Ten by ordering this commemorative home video chronicling 100 years of football and men's basketball. For just $19.99, you can relive the rich tradition and proud legacy of gridiron legends from Grange to Griffin and basketball greats such as Lucas, Magic, and the Fab Five. To order, call 1-800-BIG-TEN-FORD or send $19.99 plus $5 shipping and handling to the address shown.
To play for a team in the NBA, taking it downtown, crashing the boards. With DirecTV's NBA Team Pass, at least I can follow any team. Or I can give it the full court press, NBA League Pass. Every team, the Magic, Knicks, Rockets, Suns, up to 30 great matchups every week. Yeah, I could be out there with those guys. Really, I could. You won't find the NBA like this on cable, so call 1-800-DIRECTV.
So a timeout taken after a TV timeout by Bob Knight. Bruce, rarely do you see Coach Knight do that.
Yeah, he knows that this is a real critical time as far as what they want to do at both ends of the floor. They've got to make a run now because Penn State's playing very well, and Penn State usually doesn't make a lot of mistakes at the end of the game.
Indiana 0-6 when trailing at the half. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Metzger off balance. The horn sounds. It should not have sounded, though. The shot did hit the rim.
Right.
Nonetheless, it is Indiana basketball. Back to the loose ball, went out of bounds, is why Indiana gets it.
Critical possession for the Hoosiers right here.
Indiana 4-2, 11-7 overall. Mentioned earlier, they're playing their fourth consecutive nationally ranked opponent. Todd Lindeman. Andrae Patterson, 3 from the corner, is well short.
I don't think that's a shot Bob wanted. Penn State's going to work some clock now.
I was going to say, you can see they'll be very methodical now. It seemed very disciplined, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Well coached. You would think that the prior coach might have done a decent job with Penn State. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, I think absolutely. See, this is great. Penn State is so deep now, Mike. They go 9 or 10 guys deep. Now Gaudio and Sekunda come in for the last 3 minutes, real fresh and ready to go.
Neil Reed picks up his 4th personal. Danny Earl at the line. Started to say before, it's odd to see Danny Earl struggling from the free throw line. He shot 84% from the stripe last season.
Yeah, it's unusual, and I expect him to break out of it.
Now would be a good
no better time than right now.
Yep. With that, make it 7 straight games. Double-digit scoring for Danny Earl. Gets them both. It is 73-59. 3 minutes remain. Penn State looking for their first ever win over the Indiana Hoosiers. 0-8 lifetime. The pass stolen by Pete Lisicky. Penn State had gained control. They led by 3 at the half.
Charlie Miller was wide open on his first cut, then he came around, and on the second cut he was open again, but it took a little bit too long to get him the ball, and then it was out of sync.
They have broken down Indiana this afternoon the way the Hoosiers have been doing it for years. Evans gets a hand on the basketball, 8 to shoot for Penn State.
I think it really hurts Indiana not having depth in the backcourt, especially against a team like Penn State where they have to really exert themselves on the perimeter and get through screens. And, you know, they lost 3 really athletic guards in the last year, Hart, Herman, and Wilkerson. And you just don't recover from that kind of loss personnel-wise right away.
Jerry Dunn wanted the personal a moment ago as Reed got a hand on the basketball. Now 4 to shoot. Evans all over Sekunda, and they're going to say
that was off Secunda's leg, I think.
They're going to give it to Penn State. Earl is fouled. He drew the foul, and Neil Reed is done for the afternoon. Questionable fouls by Neil Reed, number 3 and number 5.
Yeah, definitely. That could be the nail in the coffin, Mike.
Questionable not from an official's point of view, but Neil Reed on Danny Earl as he drove to the basket, and then there with 2 on the shot clock, Reed runs into the shooter. And to add insult to injury, Earl was attempting the 3-pointer, so he will take 3 free throws. Penn State with the opportunity here at the line to push their lead to 17 points.
Now it's a question of taking care of the ball, making their foul shots, and that giving Indiana any real easy looks from 3 or inside. Just make them work and don't bail them out by fouling them.
2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. Don't forget, a little bit after the hour of 2 o'clock, after you check into our studios with Mike Gleason, we will send you out to Welsh Ryan Arena, Illinois, to take on Northwestern. 20-second timeout called by the Penn State Nittany Lions. In the middle of the huddle, you see the head coach, Jerry Dunn, and in front of him, our Ford player of the game, Pete Lisicky. 6 3-point field goals to lead the Penn State Nittany Lions offensively. Lisicky, our Ford player of the game.
Well deserved, Mike. He really has done a terrific job of getting himself in position. The other guys have done a great job of finding Pete and hitting him at the right time.
20 points for Pete Lisicky. You can tell now he is healthy. Hurt his foot against Minnesota. He is back. Easy lay-in by Mujezinovic.
Well, that's a great job by Indiana. They're spreading the floor, isolating inside, and Penn State doesn't want to foul.
14-point lead for the Nittany Lions. Gaudio will go to the line. Fouled by Bryan Evans.
At the defensive end for Penn State, they need to get out on the perimeter, avoid giving a 3-point shot, but they need to front the post and not give a direct pass inside for a quick drop step layup. They need to make Indiana try to swing the ball if they're going to throw it inside or dribble penetrate.
Double bonus situation, so Gaudio will shoot 2. Gaudio 4 of 6 from the line, 8 points.
It really hurts Indiana now not having Reed in the game to create, and also he's a 3-point threat.
Mujezinovic again. Neil Reed held in check today, had just 10 points after a career-high 26-point performance in 40 minutes played against Michigan. He has fouled out of the contest. A minute and a half remains in the game. 15 to shoot. Penn State will use most of it.
Now Indiana's going to make them take a tough shot.
5 to shoot. Lisicky again. They got it. That is just outstanding. Our 4th player of the game lights it up from long range one more time.
I don't know if there's such a thing as a tough shot for Pete today.
Came in number 5 in the nation in 3-point shooting percentage. Mujezinovic with the left. Goes up again and lays it in easily, uncontested. 45 seconds on the clock. Penn State is going to get their first ever victory over the Indiana Hoosiers.
Well, they've earned it, Mike. They've done a great job at both ends of the floor. Executed well on offense, played real solid defense.
Bryan Evans will sit down. Great effort today by Bryan Evans in a losing cause.
Bryan Evans is a great player. I really like him. I really like his game. He does a little bit of everything.
Another 20-plus point performance for Bryan Evans, the senior from Terre Haute South. Jerry Dunn, I love his quote at the beginning of the year. I go from being a guy of suggestions to a guy of decisions. He has made mostly the right ones this year.
Yeah, that's a different feeling.
Been a great feeling for Penn State. 14th in the nation. They are going to up their record to 15-1. Get their 13th straight win at home.
They're a very good basketball team, Mike. They have depth, perimeter shooting, ball handling, and a good power game with Matt Gaudio in there.
Matt Gaudio sits down.
There goes the heart and soul of Indy Lions.
8 points for Gaudio as he fouls out of the contest. But as you mentioned, he is the glue, the heart and soul, and he is enjoying coming back from that back surgery. You know how hard he worked with the rehab. It's great to see a young man like that be rewarded with what has been a very enjoyable senior season thus far.
He's a terrific kid, and he said his back feels better than it's ever felt this year. Really good to see.
15 wins will do that, right?
Yeah, that'll take a little bit of soreness out.
Shot clock is off. Sekunda is fouled. Now, Bruce, we said it before. When you go down to what was really happened today, Bob Knight has demonstrated to those in the nation for the last 25 years the most effective way to play basketball, and Penn State used the Bob Knight system today and defeated the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah, Mike, there are a lot of similarities, and you know, I can't say enough about Bob Knight, and I'm really proud of Penn State's coaches and players. They've really shown poise. They've executed well, as I said earlier, and there are an awful lot of similarities between the systems.
No superstar on this Penn State team. They have just methodically let everybody be a contributor, and they will move to 6-1 in Big Ten Conference play. Final 10 seconds. For the first time in Penn State history, they have defeated the Indiana Hoosiers. Penn State is 6-1 in the Big Ten.